set. 1919 Winnipeg General Strike, baby.
Yeah, that's that's why it's called that, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we actually start the show.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Hey!
What's up, guys? My name's Jim, and welcome back to another episode of A Drink with Jim and Dan, episode number 6.
Episode number 6. And this number is very special to me.
It is.
Would you like to wonder why?
Why is that number special to you, Dan?
Well, the number 6, for those of you who don't know, is the number of touchdowns that I threw against the Steinbach Sabres in late August of 2013.
13, right? Yep.
A monumental day in
Very
my life, one that
monumental
I
day.
hold very close to my heart.
Yeah, it's actually changed the lives of most of our viewers now.
It has.
That was a good year. The only thing that would have made that game better is if you could have driven there in your Chrysler 200, but it wasn't made for another 3 years.
Well, that was prior. Chrysler wasn't even making the 2016 Chrysler 200.
In 2013?
Yeah,
No.
of course not.
No, they weren't. That doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. But you know what always throws me off about cars is how the 2020 model of whatever vehicle
Is already out now.
It's already out. It comes out
Yeah.
in 2019. Like it comes out the year before.
Model years are different than calendar years, I guess.
Really throws me off. So I guess 2015 we would have been looking, and I was playing Eastside Eagles majors at that point in time.
Nice.
Or no, I was
Cancel that.
I put on the freshman 25 and got fat in 2015. So football was done for me at that point.
Football's done. Oh, you're done. You fell from fame just so it's faster than you rose.
Could never replicate that game.
No,
You
you
hate
can't.
to see it.
You can't. We could go do it in like tag football, flag football right now.
Man. You know, the funny thing is that I was at the driving range with my good friend Isaac this past weekend, who was the recipient of 2 of my touchdowns of that game.
Nice.
One of my receivers. In any event, we were talking about, if you look back at it, how absurdly dated our playbook was.
Oh, really?
And it dawned on me.
Do you still have your playbook, or?
But I still remember plays. Like I still remember. Let me think. Okay, like we had this one, and it was Rob Wright Zip Bam 56 Alpha Plus.
Oh yeah.
And then we would run
Classic.
that. Yeah, the classic, the Spider 2Y banana of the River East Kodiaks.
Absolutely,
basically.
classic. I know exactly what we're talking about.
In any event, that's a John Gruden reference for any of you who don't know. But in any event, the reason I found out how dated our playbook was is because, you watch football now and it's like super exciting. Like the Bombers, not last game because
Not super exciting, but continue on.
that was a dog shit offensive performance. But the Bombers run a really exciting offense with lots of guys moving around.
Lots
and
of
stuff.
movement, yeah.
It dawned on me because Matt Dunnigan's 750-yard record-setting game always gets played pretty much every time he's broadcasting a game.
Right.
And I started to look at the passes he was throwing, and I'm like, oh my God, those are actual plays that we ran at River East.
Oh, really? Just the basic
just
plays?
little half bootlegs and stuff like
Right.
that. And it was like, and then I thought about it, and the last time our coach played football was in the mid-'80s. So not a lot has changed. So I think we were a little bit behind, and if we had a more updated playbook, I think we would have been looking at about 10 TDs against
10
Steinbach.
TDs. Oh, once again, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But anyway,
How was your weekend?
it was good. But before we get into the weekend, I'm really thirsty. So I want to talk about this beer so we can crack it.
Auditing-
So not to skip over your weekend question, but I really just want to crank this open and drink it right now. So
Auditing all day.
tell us what we got today.
Well, today we have a really good. There's not too much we could even say about it. We've tried it so many times. We've been to LBJ more than a couple of times. Got the 1919 Belgian Pale Ale, a Winnipeg staple, Winnipeg classic. I remember when Little Brown Jug opened, they were actually one of the first ones to really be on the scene. Because, I mean, if there was the first crop, it was Peg Beer Co., who has since gone insolvent as of 2 years ago, and then now it's Little Brown Jug.
Yeah.
So, well, let's just go in and let's
It's got its tasting notes on here.
For sure.
I usually read those off. Got spicy and herbal aroma, strawberry blonde in color, low bitterness. That's a good one for me. I like low bitterness. I got a beer to talk to you about after this. Malt flavors of freshly baked bread, dry and balanced finished. IBU 20. Well, I like the low bitterness, strawberry blonde in color. I like where this is going. Let's cheers.
Go.
Let's have a
Give it
drink.
cheers. Let's go in. Oh yeah, no surprise. It's good.
I
It's
hit the spot.
the thing with this beer. It is low bitterness, but it's almost not sour. Like it's
No,
kind of,
I know where you're going with that.
It
yeah.
is kind of harsh. Like in
Well,
a
that's probably the
sense.
spiceland herbal aroma.
Very true.
That's probably that
Spicy and
spiciness
herbal.
to it.
There
Yeah,
you
it
go.
says it right in the top tasting note there.
Well, there we go. I guess quite frankly, I cannot read or write after a grade 5 level. I mean, anybody that reads my audit review points think that I freaking just communicate with a series of mouth noises and grunts and spice. But in any event,
Thanks, Asper.
it's boy, can I sling
So-
financial statements, but
Oh, yeah,
ask me
numbers?
ask me how to spell protagonist, and I don't even.
Yeah.
In any
So
event.
I do like that though. But it's not a surprise. I was the one who actually said let's have LBJ 1919
For sure.
on this show because I had a few this weekend, like
did?
4 or something.
Absolutely.
So-
Where were you again? That you
So
had that?
like going back now, you asked me about the weekend. So this weekend I went to Saturday night was a date night with Macy. So it's been a while since we've had like a date night, like going out like that, just because it's just been so busy. Like
Sure.
there's been stuff going on like every night. Like we look at the schedules and like a Sunday for the next week, and it's like, okay, we got Monday I'm shooting a podcast. Tuesday night I have a soccer game. Wednesday night I have a meeting with the Corvette Club. Thursday night I have a Bomber game, and then Friday night she works every Friday.
For sure.
It's out of the picture.
Well, evidently you had some time free up because you're not
Yeah.
heading to Muskrat Dam anymore.
No, yeah. So like the last episode, we were talking about supposed to go to Muskrat Dam today and tomorrow, but some things fell through with it, so it's being postponed, that shoot. So
Right.
still might be happening, but it is postponed. But going back to the weekend, having some 1919, we on date night we decided to go like keep it simple. It was kind of crappy weather too, so that we
Yeah.
couldn't really enjoy like the outdoor common or something like that for some drinks.
I went there on Friday after work,
Yeah.
and oh, by the way, Little Brown Jug had a blonde ale. I didn't know that they did more than the 1919.
Oh, yeah,
They had
yeah.
a blonde ale. I meant to actually tell you about this before we even sat down here.
Right.
It was super good. Like,
Yeah.
super, super good. Love 1919. It was even better than this.
Oh, really?
in my
We'll have to do
opinion.
that maybe next time.
I don't know if they
So-
have it in cans. Like, I think they
Oh,
just
no?
do it small batch.
We'll just have we'll get a keg on the show.
Just talking about it, you guys can't see right now, but my nips are fully erect.
Yeah, that's why we
It's-
wore that thick sweater.
Oh, really? It
Yeah.
is chilly down here.
It
if
is.
you've noticed, as our episodes have progressed, we've started to wear more bulky clothing.
one, we're getting bigger.
Yeah, we are definitely not dropping weight in any extent.
But and it's getting chillier. We keep it like a brisk like 16, 17 degrees down here. So, but anyway, that's a different reason for that. But so yeah, so I had a couple 1919s. Went to the Grove Pub and Restaurant. It's like Grosvenor, I think that's how you say it, in like River Heights area there.
What kind of food is it?
It was good. They kind of had a little bit of. There's not a huge menu. I had this burger, just a standard burger, but I had it with a fried egg on it. Which, like, if you have a burger and you put a fried egg on it, just
yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
fried egg
The runny
makes,
yolk just
yes,
makes it.
makes the burger so good. So yeah, I had that. I really liked it. The fries were really good though.
Yeah.
Like Macy had this was a brisket and some fries. Also, brisket was good. It was very good. And the fries though were like super good. I wouldn't say huge portionings. Like we still went out
Sure.
afterwards to eat some other. Like we went to Rolesque, which
Where's
is like I believe it's called Rolesque. It's what street's it on? It's just kind of off Arlington. It's not in a great area, to be totally honest. But it's like like an rolled ice cream place. They take the ice cream and they roll it out, and
Oh, yeah. No, I
and
know
then
about
they
this
also-
place now.
they also have crepes too. So I had like a banana strawberry crepe. But yeah, at the Grove had the burger. It was good. Fries were delicious. But I started off with this one beer that I gotta call it up because I don't even remember its name. It was from Sucrum's Brewing, which is also a local
It's-
brewing.
Fun fact, it's brand new. I believe the guy that started Sucrum's Brewing, his name is in fact Sucrum.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the original brewers for, I don't know if it was Little Brown Jug. It might have been Non-Such when they opened
Oh
up.
yeah,
But
and he started his own.
He's a reputable guy, but please, you know what? I know where this is going. Please finish your story about this beer.
Yeah, so it was the Sucrum's Brewing, and it was a Desert Island IPA. So it was the feature drink. It wasn't on sale or anything. It was just the feature drink. So Macy had the feature cocktail, which was really good. It was this peach jalapeno drink. It was really good.
Jalapeno.
Yeah, there's a jalapeno on the rim of the glass. And then, so I don't like jalapenos, but yeah, we pushed in there and muddled it up a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually really good. Like,
Isn't it funny how
it was a peach drink too? And I'm not a huge peach fan. Macy is, but I like tried it, and it wasn't too sweet. But the consistency of it was real nice. It was like drinking a juice almost. Like, it was really good. I would recommend it. I'd have to ask Macy though what it was called because I have no clue.
The weirdest fucking combinations of ingredients can make a cocktail.
Oh, I know.
Super good.
Yeah.
Not including Monty's sex potion because that's just magical. But
Magic. That's magic in a glass.
thank you again, James.
Yeah.
In any event, the mysterious James.
Yes.
But I'll let you finish your beer really quick. But just as an aside, I hate gin. Despise gin, by the way. Hate it. Hate it.
Yeah.
Brutally.
I'll be up with you at that. Macy's on a kick of gin right now. She loves gin.
Oh my god,
But anyway.
disgusting. But there was a cocktail being sampled at the LC a couple of weekends ago, and it was gin, tonic, lemon juice, simple syrup, and freaking basil leaves.
Basil leaves.
And they smashed up the basil leaves. Like basil,
Like
what
mint,
you put on
like
pizza.
putting it like a mojito,
Yeah.
like mashing
And
them up with them.
It rocked my shit. It was
Really?
so good. It was unbelievable. And it conceptually sounds disgusting. But anyways,
So good.
so good.
So good. We'll have to do it. We had James on, well, only in word. Like, we haven't seen him on the show.
Nope.
But he was over, and we did have those Monty sex potions.
Oh, yeah.
And he did make them for us, and they were delicious. Maybe we should have. We joked about last New Year's. I think it was mixology minute with Macy.
Yeah.
Because Macy was mixing a bunch of drinks last New Year's. I think it was, or New Years ago.
I don't know if she knew what she was doing.
I don't know, but
They were
she
good.
did good.
They were
She
good.
was mixing them good, but
They
we were
were
really
good.
deep into the night at that point. So
yes.
she remembers it. So, but man, it would be cool to like set up in the kitchen for an episode and just mix drinks.
I love that. But this
We
beer.
would get tanked. This beer, yeah. So this beer I was talking about, the Sucrums, super citrusy.
Okay.
So like, I'm not a huge citrus beer fan, so that part it was like, but I could get by with it. But as soon as you like finish drinking, you put the glass down. It was the most bitter beer I have ever drank. Which some people like that. Like, I get that. That's what it's for. I'm not knocking Sucrums for it here. I haven't had any other of their beers.
Yeah.
But this one, I would not get again. That was the desert. What do I call it? The Desert Island IPA. I would not recommend it, but it's very citrusy and very bitter.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you like bitter and citrus, go for it.
know
Like,
what?
it's your drink, not for me though.
It's a type of person that likes that beer. You know, the
I think
kind
you
with
referenced that in the first episode. You were talking
did?
about that.
You know, the pricks with the rolled jean cuffs and the weird kind of sleeve, but the tattoos are all separate, so it doesn't really blend, and they just
There you go.
don't really hit the gym. Kind of skinny fat.
There you go.
Everything's a little loose fitting. Oh my god, the stuff we're wearing is loose fitting. We're getting there.
We're getting there. I just don't have the tats.
In any event, yeah, no, it's like that kind of guy. I like my beers really grassy.
Yeah, I didn't like it,
that are
but
into
so
that.
I followed that up with, I looked at the menu and I wanted to have something reliable that I knew I was going to like, so that's where I got the 1919. That's why we had it tonight, because I said, you know what, I liked it. I tagged them on Instagram.
Good.
I liked some of their stuff. They followed us. So, LBJ, thank you for following us. We'll be sure to have you on. We'll have to have that blonde ale, you said?
Yes.
We'll have to have that blonde ale on another episode.
If they have it distributed, I've never seen it in a can, but if they do, I'm gonna stock up for
Blonde
sure.
ale, hit us up. We need some of that.
'Cause
Blonde ale.
Because you know you
LBJ, hit us up.
because you know that's a good summer beer, but you look at it outside today, it's a little chilly. It's a
It
little
feels like
crummy.
fall.
Exactly. We're starting to get into.
We're both in sweaters.
We are
right?
starting
Like
to get
an-
into fall beer season, where it's
It's crazy.
a little bit more heavy, a little more like some of those harvest ales you'll get and
Right.
stuff like that.
It's crazy. It's only, August 12th today?
Yeah, yeah. August 12th, and
And
it
we're
is-
already looking at our fall stuff. It's devastating. I like fall. Like, if I just don't like what follows fall. I
Oh,
hate
God.
the start of winter. And there's about a 2.5 day span in winter that I like it, and then I'm tired of it for the rest of the season. But the fall is fun, especially being into photos and videos,
Yeah.
because the
Aesthetic.
photography, aesthetically speaking, fall is just incredible. Like,
Oh, yeah.
car photos in the leaves on the road and the trees, taking portraits in the everything's in the trees. The trees look beautiful. Of
course.
Drone shots from looking down.
Yeah.
Everything looks better, but man, it's get cold. I don't like
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
one bit.
There's I love winter because I love the holiday season. I really do.
Yeah.
We could have a whole discussion about my opinion on the commercialization of Christmas and the holidays,
yeah.
but we're not going to get into that because it's been beaten to death, I think, by a lot of different articles and bloggers out there. But
Right.
in any event, I like the run up to the holiday season when it's, after Remembrance Day, Christmas hype is starting to come in.
Yeah.
And then it's December. In the accounting office, it's not quite busy season yet, so
Right.
you're still able to
Yeah.
actually have a life. But with that being said, as soon as Christmas and New Year's are over, it's like February is just shit.
Oh my God.
March
like
sucks,
by
February
January
sucks.
3rd.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Let's get to like the end of March where at least most of the snow is gone and
Yeah.
you're starting to see plus weather.
yeah.
But like, yeah, totally. From like January, February, just a dog shit.
And
Like
there's
they're just
nothing.
awful.
And there is nothing to
Nothing
do
going on.
in the winter. Now, with that being said,
I mean, Winnipeg is very good for having things to do in the wintertime, but like it's just so cold sometimes, it's so tough to do it.
yes. And so in that sense, it's not so much, there's literally nothing to do because the Forks is a staple year round. And
Right.
the
Have you
skating
been
trail.
Festival de Voyageur?
I haven't yet.
You
but
haven't because we're
I-
going this year.
I want to go exceptionally bad. They actually just expanded capacity.
Yeah,
so for a
I
lot
told
of
you
the-
about last year when we went, right?
you were having to stand outside, right?
No. The media pass.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do remember that very briefly. You told me.
Yeah. So we have to go and get a media pass. I mean, for those of you listening, if you want to try to get a media pass, you have to have some
Absolutely.
credential of some sort to get a media pass.
For sure.
So for me, Dan didn't go last year, but for me, photographer, videographer, so I took a ton of photos there that got a lot of exposure for them.
Yeah.
And they shared a couple. So you know what? That's where I came in. So you have to have something to offer them in the way of
Yeah.
blogger, vlogger, photographer, videographer,
For sure.
some sort of exposure. So I mean, this year though, we
Interesting.
need
I'll
to
just
be
show
there.
up. I'm an Asper grad. Let me in.
Let me in.
But-
No, this year we're getting in, and it is
Absolutely.
the best.
And-
I want Mason. I went one night, and we had to leave early because I had a football game actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had a
Touch
football
football.
game. Yeah, and I had to leave, but man, we were having a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
we have to go.
Well, if anything, at the very least, as I want to go with friends. And if anything, I'm going to promise it to a gentleman by the name of Daryl, who I have been connected with recently, and we went out and had a discussion. He's the director of Festival and one of the most
Right, yeah, you were talking about
one of
that.
the most intelligent, down to earth guys I've ever had the chance of sitting down and talking to. He's an accountant by trade as well. He's an MBA, ridiculously smart, and they're well managed, and I know that they're really taking steps to make the festival more serviceable and more accommodating, especially as you go into the party phase at night, because there are the two distinct phases of Festival where it's
Yeah.
family and cultural during the day, and
Right, the history of
the cultural theme
of the French.
The cultural theme stays throughout it because there's a lot of French Canadian bands that will perform.
Quickly on that, there was a French rap band that we listened to
Rap?
for like 30, 45 minutes, and they were insane. They were rapping in French the whole time.
Really?
I couldn't understand a word they were saying, which is the case with most rap for me, and then French as well.
Yeah.
But man, was it sick! Like that, like it was just crazy. Like
Yeah.
it was. I almost like that. I didn't know what they were saying better, because then I didn't know that if I could relate to what the lyrics were saying or not. Like rap, I often just don't relate to any of the lyrics, so it can be tough to get into it because I don't understand that life. I didn't grow up in it, But these guys, it was insane. So continue on, but French rap,
I've
insane.
never listened to French rap, but you could vouch. I do have a couple of Polish hip hop songs on my
Yeah, you do.
on my phone, including the classic Życia Pol.
That's
which
why
is
you're never in
interesting.
charge of the speaker anymore.
No, the aux cord has been
Removed. You've
it's
been
been
banned.
repossessed.
Performed.
Bangs, I'm
We
telling
perform. I audited his playlist.
Oh yeah, he.
I had to repossess his aux cord privileges.
We cannot provide reasonable assurance that you will be able to sufficiently present music to those in your vehicle in the 2016 Chrysler 200. But in any event,
Yeah.
the
Daryl.
festival is being managed very well. They took steps this year to expand capacity, so I think for sure this is going to be a good year to go. If for any
Yeah.
reason besides the fact I'm going to be going this year,
Right.
but it's
Come
it's,
meet the Bachelor, Dan.
it's crazy. Oh fuck, man, you hate to see it. We'll make.
But you're kind of okay to
We'll
see
make
it.
with it what we do.
Yeah.
We will make with it what we can. In any event,
doing stuff in winter. We're kind of going off on that Winnipeg.
It's so contingent on the weather, though.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Festival in the previous years as a mascot, as a subway monkey before.
Nice.
I've done that a couple of times. And yeah, there was one year I went and it was like minus 40.
Oh my god.
And like minus 50 with the wind chill. And there we all are, all the mascots and kids everywhere, just like arms stuffed out because they can't bang because they're wearing so much clothes.
For sure.
It's crazy how resilient people are, though. I'll give Winnipeggers that. We do not let the weather slow us down too much. It sucks, and it weeds out a lot of people. But like, there are those people, those diehards that come out and that stuff. But it's incredible. There's one dude who skated there. He skated down the river trail and took off his skates, threw them off, and walked up the side of the river bank.
That
and
is
then
a super Winnipeg thing.
Jumped in his mascot and competed in the mascot challenge. And then they just took him off and put his skates back on and skated down the river trail.
Big skate energy for sure.
Oh, that was what Winnipeg gets.
But in any event, the thing that drives me nuts, though, speaking about winter, and it is very depressing that we are talking about
I know, I'm
winter
just thinking
right
about
now.
that.
But on this note, the inherent superiority that Winnipeggers seem to feel that they have over other provinces and cities just because of our weather. Like, if you're from BC or Alberta or Ontario, like, I remember there was something where Toronto had like an extreme cold warning, and it was like minus 12 with a wind chill that brought it down to minus 20 something, right?
And that's a warm day for us.
and everybody was so pissed.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, you should come to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Minus 35,
Yeah.
bunch of pussies.
Sound like Willie Jefferson.
And
there.
it just, it might have been Willie Jefferson who said it at the time. He probably signed. With the Bombers
because
at the point.
Yeah.
But it's just, no other province can complain about anything.
Right.
Because Winnipeg loves thinking we have it worse than everybody else.
You know, I mean, based on the numbers, we totally do. But I will touch on that, and then we should change the subject from winter because it's sort of depressing.
Yeah,
but
it's pissing me off.
Touching on that
actually.
quickly, we talk about in the summertime humidity and how like if you go to Las Vegas, it's 35 degrees with like no humidity. It's 45 degrees and no humidity. It's just hot. It's like super dry heat.
But at least
just
you're not
no
drowning
humidity.
in your own
if you go to
body
Florida
fluids.
in the summertime, it's 35 degrees and it feels like 50 degrees with the humidity, and you walk outside and you're dripping, sweating right away. Well, the same thing happens in winter. We have a very dry winter here. So like minus 40, just put on more layers and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But like I was in Boston last year for a Jets game.
Oh,
and it was only around 0 to like minus 6 or 7 Celsius when we were there. And so I was wearing a t-shirt and then like a sweater with a light jacket over top, which is more than enough for like 0-degree weather here. And that, but man, we were walking around. One of the guys in our group was actually wearing like a winter jacket, and
Really?
we were frozen because it's so wet, so humid, the cold out in the East Coast, and Toronto gets it too because they're right on the lake.
Right.
That it like penetrates your bones and just chills you so much.
So there is
like
truth to the
there
it's a
is
damn
some
cold.
Oh, so true. Just visit the East Coast or anywhere on a big body of water like Toronto works. BC, I don't know about BC just because that's it's a little bit different that way, but like New York, Boston, like the Upper East there, it's awful. I would take our minus 25, minus 30 winters over their minus 10, 15 winters for the rest of my life. They suck.
And that's
also what I'm used to, but they suck.
And that's our controversial opinion of the day. I'm glad that I heard that from you.
Yeah, it sucked. But Boston was a beautiful city. I want to go back in the summertime.
Sweet.
Moving on.
Well, the 1919, it's treating us well.
Yeah, exactly. How was your weekend?
Well, let me tell you.
We've gone on 8 tangents off of my weekend.
Well,
I didn't even talk about it except for one night.
My weekend wasn't bad. What did I do? I was absolutely gassed on Friday. I was so tired. I went home, went to the gym, and I was in bed at like 10:30. I was just
on Friday?
I was super tired. And, Saturday, whatever, just did some running around, did a little bit of meal prep because I'm going to try to...
Props to you. Meal prep's incredibly difficult.
I've eaten for lunch salad with feta and craisins and chicken and balsamic vinaigrette and carrots or broccoli or cauliflower consistently. I don't even pack a granola bar. I freaking hate from a food perspective.
Hearing your lunches gives me like heartaches.
You hate to eat it, but you know what? It's all right.
It's not all right at first. Don't even try to pretend.
My life is a freaking joke.
It's awful. Like, for those of you who eat super healthy and meal prep, like, props to you. But man, I have such a tough time too. I mean, you have to develop that habit to it. But like, I just enjoy like burgers and pizza.
Yeah. Burger week is coming up.
The burger week, yeah.
Well, maybe we're gonna have to do that.
We'll get into that. Friday night, you went to bed at like 10:30. Saturday, what'd you do?
Yeah, well, Saturday went to the gym.
Good for you.
Stopped in at Popeyes, got a little bit of protein powder because
I stopped in at Popeyes too. Got chicken. Continue.
Oh, I can't wait for the one to open up
in our neck of the woods,
right by that shitty Boston pizza. That toxic Boston pizza. You know what?
I got to come back and touch on that, unless you want to just dive into it right now.
You know what? Let's
dive into it right now. Okay,
give it to me.
Saturday night, we go to Macy has on Instagram. She scrolls through. She sees restaurants that pop up on her feed. People share them, whatever. Good looking food, saves it. So whenever we look to go out somewhere, we try to look for places we haven't been that look interesting that are local places. That's why we went to the Grove Pub and Restaurant. That's when we wanted dessert. We went to Rolesque because it was somewhere we haven't been. It'd be just much easier to go to whatever. Go to Smitty's, go to BP, go to Brown's. It would have been easier to do that, but we went to those places. And then we were going to see a movie. Went and saw Hobbs and Shaw at 10:40.
Was it good?
I mean, it was exactly what you'd expect from a Fast and Furious movie. Like, super cheesy and over the top, outrageous, not realistic fight scenes. But, like, I enjoyed it. Sure. I still liked it.
But Boston pizza.
But Boston pizza. We had time to kill after dinner and after our dessert. Well, Macy works at the Boston Pizza right by Polo Park. We were 5 minutes from there, and we were just going to have some more drinks. She's like, we can always just go to Boston Pizza. And then we're, like, halfway through our first drink sitting there, and she's like, how'd this happen? She says, this is exactly what Dan talks about on your show. He says that just that bad relationship you have. It's like no matter what you do, you always end up back at Boston Pizza for drinks.
True.
And Bandera pizza bread, which we had and took to the movie with us in her purse.
Oh, I saw that on her story.
Yeah, her stories, yeah, it was good. So yeah, so there we are at BP having drinks Saturday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's that relationship.
They roped you in again.
You did, and she even works there. She works there Friday and Sundays, and on Saturday night, where should we go? Boston Pizza.
Well, that is the restaurant equivalent of You Up.
Yeah, exactly.
That is literally what it is.
Literally, it's like, let's just grab a couple drinks. We got like an hour and a half, 2 hours to kill, and it's like, what's nearby Polo Park? Well, Boston Pizza's right across the street. We can just park and then walk across.
That damn.
It happened. It happened.
In any event, we'll fold those bastards eventually. But in any event, okay, so Saturday, went to the gym, just hung out, did a little bit of meal prepping and this and that and the other thing. And then Saturday night, went out with a couple of my Asper boys, Eddie and Shane. We connected, and we were going to, just head out, just find a few spots to go to. So we ended up going to Osborne, and we parked there.
Solid.
And we ended up first of all, we did a flyby Cowboys, and it was
like you just drove through the lot, or you
drove through the lot, and there was, I'm not even kidding, Jim, like 6 cars in the parking lot. One of them was probably DJ Blitz's, honestly, and there was nothing.
You'd love to see it.
Yeah, I hate to see
DJ
it.
Blitz, he was probably giving out $1,000.
What's up, Cowboys? Where is everybody?
That's right. Nobody comes here anymore. Actually, do that. I used to go to Cowboys, but
Cowboys apparently, according to my friend Shane, Cowboys apparently picks up in September.
Oh, it's like a fall winter.
It apparently is.
Oh, interesting.
And I might make an appearance.
Well, maybe we'll have to go. I haven't been to a bar like that in a long time, like a really long time it's been. But like
a club with Jim and Dan.
A club with Jim and Dan. I'm trying to do the show, set up a table in the middle of the dance floor. What's up, guys? Here we are.
Just screaming.
What? I'm not ever going to tell the story on this show, but the story that I have told you about a crazy night with an apartment and with with James and another buddy,
Don't say that on.
and then a couple girls.
Don't say it on the show.
Yeah,
don't
we can't
say
talk
it
about.
on
But
the
that
show.
night started at Cowboys. That night started at Cowboys.
Oh man, Cowboys will ruin your life in the short run.
In the short run,
in any
legendary stories in the long run.
In any event, and isn't that how most things are? You know, it's shitty right now, but then
Right.
a little bit of time passes, and it's
And then
like,
you look
man,
back,
how
like,
freaking funny was that?
insane.
Like,
How did we survive that?
yeah, so we
So
did a
Saturday night, you guys go out Osborne, flyby through Cowboys.
flyby through Cowboys, six cars in the
there.
lot. We just gas it and go to Osborne as our backup plan. So we went to a little bar called the Upstairs.
The Upstairs. You
Now,
mentioned Upstairs on here before.
Upstairs was the spot for my boys last
Yeah.
summer, and it was such a good crowd and such a good DJ last summer. And we go, and at least the volume was good. At least there were
Right.
a lot of people at Upstairs.
Nothing worse than a bar or nightclub when there's just no people there.
Well, we got there. Well, first of all, let me say this. We knew we were like the oldest guys there because we showed up at like 10:30,
oldest
and
guys
that's
there?
and that's early for like the bar apparently. We
Oh,
got there
you're
at 10:30.
23?
23. We were
Ouch.
we walk into Upstairs and whatever, we're sitting around and we were just like chilling whatever, and it started flowing in, but then we started noticing that everybody coming in, it was children. Like
Look like babies out there walking.
I honestly looked like the oldest dude there. There is
Really?
no question in my mind. Like if you've
Oh,
ever
that
seen
hurts.
the movie Looper, where it's
Yeah.
the scene where it's like it shows like Shia LaBeouf and he's like aging, and then all of a sudden he's just like Bruce Willis.
Right.
Like that quick little transition. Like
That was
I
you?
was like
You were
Bruce,
Bruce
Willis.
Willis?
It was ridiculous.
Oh, that hurts because,
And
as you know, my 27th birthday is in like 2 weeks.
oh,
So, man, that would hurt to go there.
oh
Man, it'd be daddy issues going in there all of a sudden.
oh my god, that would just
I feel
be
like Neil
nuts.
Patrick Harris and How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, like that is for sure how it is. So whatever, we got there. The venue itself is nice. It has that patio you could go and talk on a little bit, and then it
Yeah.
started filling up. And me and my friends Eddie and Shane, you know, the Asper douchebags that we are, we're social
Classic.
creatures. We love to network.
Typical.
We love to talk.
Swapping
So-
business cards at the nightclub. I get
So
it.
sure, absolutely. Follow me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I haven't even made my LinkedIn
Said
yet.
no one ever. I have a LinkedIn that I,
Oh, good.
yeah, it's nothing to it. I
In
don't
any
know.
event, so we went there and we were trying to just like talk to groups, just trying to like work in with different people and just chat and hang out and stuff. And it was so hard to
Really?
like converse and to have like a conversation or build any sort of rapport with somebody that's 5 years younger than you.
Right.
Because honestly, there are some mature 18-year-olds out there. There's no question. Like
Right.
I think when we hit 18, 19, we were relatively mature. Obviously, we hit them at different times because
Right.
you're 4 years older than me, you
Yeah.
old bastard. But in any
I
any
leave my
event,
walker off camera.
in any event, yeah, you did a really good job concealing your oxygen tube. That's just running.
It's
up
sitting.
there.
Yeah, that's normal. That's. I actually don't have it on tonight. That's why I put my hair up.
Jim actually has a catheter right now. You just can't see it.
That's how I can sit here. Dan always has to take a pee before every show. That's actually a true fact. It's
is a
usually
fact.
I finish setting up while Dan's in the bathroom.
It is true. Gotta drain the main vein. Anyways, so whatever. We were mature 18-year-olds, and it was so hard to have any sort of intellectual.
The tough part
conversation.
about it now is it's August now. We're 8 months through the year.
Yeah.
Which means 66% of the people born in 2001 are now already 18 years old. Well, the year you graduate, you turn 18. So a lot of the people that are at the bars right now are the people who are excited because they just graduated high school in June, and they're at the bars and they're 18, like they're fresh 18. So like there is nothing worse than going to the bar and talking to someone and finding out like, oh yeah, what do you do? Do you work? Are you in school? Oh, like yeah, I'm in school. What are you taking? Oh, you won. You're like,
Oh yeah, no.
see ya.
And that was how it is. And
because
we were-
they're literally they were in high school. Like they were literally taking history class 4 months ago.
oh my god.
And
It's-
so that's what I found, at least when the older I got, going to bars and running into 18-year-olds later in the year.
and everybody thinks they have it figured out too. Like a lot of the people.
And even we do right now, right?
Like-
and then in 10 years, we'll look at ourselves like idiots.
Sure. Like, I think we both have a 2 or 3 year plan, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's stretch that to 5 years, and it's like even more muddled. Stretch it to 10 years. Oh my God, I have no idea.
No, yeah.
Not a clue.
No, but if you talk to like some of those people in like first year university or just out of high school, they have
Yeah.
the next 50 years planned.
I'm pre-law. Oh, so you're doing an arts degree. I see.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's what it said,
Yeah.
and that's how it is. And we did end up connecting with a couple of people who were going into Asper,
Aspiring aspers.
aspiring Asperites, and they did get direct entry. And
Did you say aspirites?
Asperites.
Asperites?
That is not
that
a noun.
technical?
That is not a noun, but it
Did
is
you just
now.
invent that?
I just
Did
invented
that just happen?
It did. Asperites.
Wow.
In any event, we were there, and it's just upsetting because we were talking with some people, and they were talking big. Oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and in 5 years when I graduate, I have this job lined up, and I'm going to be making $400K out of grad.
Damn.
It
Sign
is.
me up.
Yeah, no, exactly. And let me tell you, like, in my group too, when I was starting out in Asper and I was doing the year 1 introduction and I was networking with people, everybody was the exact same.
Yeah.
Every second person was convinced they were going to take over their dad's portfolio, or their mom was retiring as partner in a law firm or accounting
they could
firm, and they were going to take over or something like that, and they're going to be making all this money. Like, oh, life sure is just that easy, isn't
yeah.
it? Right? And sure, there are rare cases where that happens.
Right.
But in any event, I need to stop saying that because I've just realized that that's my transition phrase for this episode. And don't worry, guys.
I mean, I wasn't
caught
counting
myself.
in my head 7 times.
I think that. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
7.
It's about that, but
It is.
in any event.
In any event, no kidding. But with that being said, that's the new one.
Yeah, there you go.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
With that being said, there are the rare cases where that's the case, and sure, good for them. But when it's every second person or every third person seeming to think that they're going to be this hot shot at 22 years old out of grad, like reality
That's
just doesn't
tough.
reality just doesn't work that way. And let's also talk about the fact how many people lie about their salary early on. Everybody loves to make it sound like they're making a ton of money. Everybody's going to say, oh, I just took this job offer for 110K, and you have no way of knowing if they're being serious or
Right.
not. But the rule of thumb is whatever somebody's real salary is, just assume they're going to exaggerate it by like 30 or 40%, at least early
Yeah.
on, because it's a big dick swinging contest, and everybody wants to make it sound like they're just living it
Right.
up, drowning in it.
Yeah.
And
Which is kind of sad.
It's not the case. It's really not the case.
It's super sad if you ask me, but
Because as an auditor, let me tell you, some people taking jobs and they'll tell me what they're doing, and then they'll say how much they're making.
right.
And as an auditor, having audited a number of different types of companies across a number of different types of
And being
industries,
able to see what those
and doing payroll testing and being able to see what certain salaries are for different job classes, I know they're lying.
Yeah.
So let's just be honest, guys. That's my takeaway from this. Please, let's just fucking be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's tough. And I mean, we could go on and on about it, but I know I don't think I've ever talked about salary or anything like that with anybody besides
And it's nobody's
like
business.
Macy. No, it's not. But it's also like, why and how did it become such a taboo topic?
Yeah.
Like everything you spend your money on is visibly seen. Like everyone sees you taking trips. Everybody can see you buying cars or expensive things, going out for dinner and stuff like that. So they assume you're making lots of money. But once again, that's just the spiraling into a conversation about like social media and having your online presence. You got to look cool, right?
Well, why don't we have that conversation now?
Yeah.
Because I think that everybody's aware of it.
Yeah.
Everybody is aware of this phenomenon, how social media, it's all about flexing and it's all about how you look.
Yeah.
Sure, I have a lot of fun with my social media. There's no question about it. For those of you who don't know, my captions are purely satirical, by the way. I do love my 2016 Chrysler 200.
Right.
But
I hope
it's
people
for
know they're satirical.
it's for fun. I had somebody come up to me at King's Head and legitimately ask me, "Are you being serious when you post your stuff?" And I was like, "Absolutely not."
Not,
Like
you have to know them you have to know you to like, you have to start to understand how you talk
For
and
sure.
to understand. And people who follow you for a longer time or friends with you for a long time understand that.
For sure.
But new people who just come across and think, oh, that's a funny caption, but then you do it like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, oh, is this guy
Is he
really
okay?
Is he? Oh, I don't think he's okay. We
So-
should call for help.
Like, you could leverage your social media in a number of different ways. I like to have fun with mine.
Yeah.
You use your social media
Oh
in-
man, I'm
as
so
a,
inconsistent with mine.
as a showcase in sense.
Yeah, it's like a website almost because I don't want to have to pay and host a website right now. I did have one for about a month, built it, designed it, looked beautiful, but then at that time I just couldn't be affording to be spending another monthly rate to be paying. I think it was Wix to host it.
$8.99 pre-tax for their most base package.
Right, and if you want it to look good, but anyway, I just didn't get in. I didn't get into that. But yeah, my Instagram, I use it for. Man, you go on like motivation streaks. Like I'm sure everybody goes through these in life, but like speaking from a photographer, videographer, and like Instagrammer point, like trying to like develop the perfect feed, making sure everything is posted in threes so that when someone goes to your page, it looks perfect. Like each lineup is properly like you're staging it. You want it to look perfect, and your captions all have to be like promoting something perfectly properly, and or. It's so stressful and so tough sometimes. And there are times where I like get excited about it. I'm like, yeah, like I totally have to plan out my feed for the next month. I got this post, this post, this post, this post. I'm going to say this, this, and this. It's going to be perfect. And then like something happens and I want to post it, and I'm like, nah, it doesn't fit my feed. Can't do it.
Doesn't fit my aesthetic.
But then I'm like, why am I doing this? Why does it even matter? So I just post whatever the hell I want to post. But then as soon as you do that, you don't get as much feedback. Your engagement goes down. You get less comments on it. You get less likes on it. And then as much as you can say it doesn't affect you, like it does affect you. Like you go out there it's weird to say it, but just the way it is now. Like if I go out and post and I know where I can go right now, and in the next hour we can go out and snap some photos, and I can post them tomorrow after editing them because it'll take me 2 minutes to edit them because I know how to edit the photos that do well, and they'll get 2, 3, 4, 500 likes. Like I can make them go like Winnipeg viral, and I know how to get Tours in Winnipeg or Travel Manitoba to share those photos without asking them. I just know what they want to see.
You could crank them out, right?
I could crank them out. There was a while where Tours in Winnipeg, it was like 9 of their most recent 12 posts were all mine.
That's fantastic.
Like I was basically Tours in Winnipeg for like 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was
good.
wild. It was wild, and I knew, and I was like growing like fast. But then I was like, man, it felt so mundane and so basic. Like I just got tired of it. And then I just posted like before the show tonight. I posted this photo right here. I'll put it up on the screen. It's a picture of an Acura NSX I took in front of Crown Acura in the Waverly Auto Mall.
What a nice car.
Isn't it? Right? Yeah, beautiful. But I love the photo, but like it's going to be one of my worst liked photos in the past month and a half, 2 months.
Sure.
Because on my page, just car photos don't do well, but I love cars.
Of course.
And it's so tough because you get stuck into that groove of trying to post what you love and what you want to post compared to what the market loves and what they want to post. But like those clash sometimes, and it's just tough.
And that's the reality of it too, is that lifestyle, aesthetic, people want to see things that they perceive as being cool, and they themselves want to be cool as well.
Yeah.
And did you know this is a thing, is that there are people who will rent like Mercedes G-Wagons, and they will go to stores and buy Gucci flip-flops and will buy it, take their little photo shoot and return it, just so they can, for a split second, put a picture out there saying, look how great I am, look at how amazing my life is, when it's not at all.
It's ridiculous, and that's like, man, I probably could have talked for like 45 minutes on this, especially if we had like other people on who are into this social media game. It's so tough, and it's from doing what you love and why you got into that. So like why you got into like, for you often tweet more about the comedy stuff like that, like,
of course.
But some of the jokes that are going to do well. Of course. Like you think of a tweet and you like, this tweet's going to do well.
Sure.
And then there are other tweets you're like, man, this is one of my best jokes and the funniest things I've said in months. And you go out there and it's like 4 likes.
Exactly.
Zero retweets.
Like some of my favorite, most clever comedy. Like one of the first jokes that I did at stand up is, it was very niche. It was a again, I'm a big history nerd. I'm a war history nerd.
Right.
I myself am quite the Slav. I'm pretty Polish.
Yep.
And my next door neighbor is German.
German.
So I was making a joke out of the dynamic that I have this crazy German guy living next to the Polish dude, and he's doing landscaping and he's trying to expand his yard, which is what I would assume to be a pretty clear metaphor or analogy for 1939. How Germany was expanding their land,
trying to take over
and was going to go into Poland,
push
all the Slavs out. But in any event, I think I got 2 people laughed pretty hard because they got it, and nobody else got it.
Yeah.
And the appeal of that joke was nil, basically. But I enjoyed telling it because I thought it was funny, and those 2 people that got it were probably thinking, well, first of all, this guy's a douchebag. Why is he up doing stand-up comedy? But hey, that was actually kind of clever.
It was clever. It took some thought into it. But yeah, people just don't realize it. And it's tough because that's something that you love, but it's not what the market deems popular, which you see that with some people sometimes, like famous people or like influencer type people, where they blow up doing one thing, and then they just quit, like that, they're done it, and they're into what they're passionate about. And that is so tough to do. Honestly, if I was to post on my Instagram now, I posted some photos of Human Rights Museum and Esplanade Real. Those photos always do well. It doesn't matter what you do to those photos.
It's a Winnipeg icon.
It's a Winnipeg icon. People love to see it, and they never get tired of it.
It's like saying, I love Ace Burpee. Everybody's going to retweet it and like it.
Right. Everybody but James likes Ace Burpee.
And James just doesn't like nice people. James just does not like good, kind-hearted people.
No.
He just doesn't. He thinks he's so cynical. That it pisses me off. James.
Damn it, James.
God damn it, James.
But no, we love you, man. But
you made sex potion. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good. We like your sex potion.
Yes, I'm very glad you added that word right after.
Yeah. Anyway, but the stuff that I want to go shoot. I want to go shoot. I want people. I would love to finish this episode. Open up my phone and have 20 people hit me up and be doing. I would love to open up my phone right now. I'm gonna retry that statement. I want to open up my phone right now and see on Instagram that I have 20 DMs from car people in the city with sick cars. Who are yo, can we go do a shoot? Can we go do a shoot? And I would love to just drive around for the next rest of summer, shooting people in their cars, rolling shots or doing shots downtown the Exchange or in parks, or just car show shots, do videos of their cars. But I know if I do that stuff, my engagement goes to shit, and then people won't want to reach out to me to come out to their meets and things like that, and it's just tough.
For sure.
It's tough.
In a really cheesy note, in the most sappiest, cheesiest, freaking pathetic, stupid thing I've maybe ever said in my life, at least in the past 4 years.
Here we go.
We could pretty much just say, regardless of what your aesthetic is or not, there's the face that you show the world.
Right.
It's a saying. It's the 3 Japanese faces or something like that. It's really big into their culture.
This is 2 episodes in a row where you're going into sayings. We got the Vince Lombardi from last episode.
And
we got to have
I look back at that
quote of the day from Dan.
And I look back at the Vince Lombardi quote, and I really did botch it. In any event.
Yeah, you got the gist across.
There's the 3 faces that the Japanese culture likes to say. There's the face that you show the world, so that's your aesthetic. That's what you put on social media. There's the face that you show your family, which is, what are you going to do and how are you going to behave around those that you care about?
Right.
Which sometimes isn't really true to yourself, because sometimes you might put their interests ahead of yours and sacrifice a lot of things that are true to you that you don't want to do it. And then the third face is who you actually are. So let's just... In the world of social media, there is just ongoing pressure. We are so connected. There's ongoing pressure to always have the face on of being this cool, aesthetic, with it, well put together individual. But you know what?
It's got to be funny. It's got to look good. It's got to be perfect every time.
But you know what? Postcards, man. You could take a second. Don't shatter your image, because a lot of times your professional image is what will carry you well through life.
Right.
So don't shatter your image. Don't start becoming a friggin' Nazi cosplay account, because I'm sure that's one way to get blacklisted from just about everything.
Pretty much.
But believe it or not, that is a thing.
But you got to stay true to it, and that
do it.
that can just be really tough.
And just do
and
a
I think
little
most
bit.
people struggle through it.
Do a little bit of just what you like, what you love.
Yeah.
Make a stupid tweet that's gonna get 4 likes, but you're gonna think it's funny.
Yeah.
And it speaks a little bit to
Right.
the depth of your character because
Yeah.
Tip of the iceberg versus what you actually are. And everybody is significantly more complex than what they'll let on.
Right.
Oftentimes what people let on is a persona of who they are.
Yeah, and that pisses me off too. 'Cause, trying to meet new people and stuff like that, and you can tell they're putting on a persona.
Sure.
You can't possibly be this person.
Exactly.
You can't possibly. That isn't who you are.
Exactly.
Come on. And then you meet them in real life and stuff, and they're not at all like that. But yeah, we got real deep here.
We did.
That's okay. Honestly, I could go on for probably. I mean, it's been I don't know. You guys know this better, but based on my timer, 50 to 51 minutes here. So we're going long again.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't know. How's your beer?
Well, I just killed it just now.
Yeah, I've been saving one more sip because I didn't really want to end talking, but we should because it's gonna get higher.
Down it. Well, Little Brown.
We got deep here.
We did. Little Brown Jug. Thank you for the intellectual juice.
Yeah.
That was the 1919 Belgian Ale.
We will definitely get on the blonde ale. Maybe we have to come to. They have a tap room, don't they?
They do. I have been there.
Maybe
it's good.
we should hit them up and
See if we
actually
can-
this video right here, right now, we're gonna LBJ.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit you up with this clip here that we're uploading,
Right on.
and
We're
we want
gonna
to
send
come.
this to you.
We wanna
LBJ,
come.
We love your beer.
We want to come do a show there.
We would love it. If you could have us in your tap room, just give us half an hour, 40 minutes or so, and
We'll
we could just
set up, drink
sit
a beer or
down,
two.
talk. That would be fantastic. It would mean
Yeah.
a lot to us.
Let's go LBJ. Let's do it up. But anyway,
I'm at
need
my
another
prime.
let's go. Let's have another beer.
Hey, hey, I'm at my prime. Whoa. Said I'm at my prime.